The San Francisco 49ers are going to kick ass and take names this season, and it all starts with head coach Kyle Shanahan.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Niners Now podcast. I am your host, Niner Beto, with my co-host, Jess. How you doing, Jess?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm ready to rock and roll, fired up. OTA'S.
Yeah.
OTA'S concluded. They have mentioned that they're going to cancel the last OTAs, and they're going to start mandatory minicamp, I believe, next Tuesday and Wednesday?
Mm-hmm. And today marks 100 days until week 1.
100 days to week 1, exactly. Love it. Let's say hello to the people in the chat. Oh, let me move this up. What's up, John? How you doing, sir? We got Luis Moreno in the house. How you doing, brother? Okay, let's see here. Don is in the house. Oh, you know what? Let me fix this. Give me a second. Bigger. And like that. There we go.
There you go.
How you doing, Don? Do we got Daniel Barry in the house? How you doing, sir? We got Tom. It's been a minute, sir. How you been? Long time no see. What's up, Brian Cope is in the house. How you doing, Brian? We got 49er Minded in the house. What's up, Bash? We got our Seahawks fan, Eric. How you doing, Eric? Welcome, great guy. Let's see who else. Daniel Cantu is in the house. What's up, brother? How are you doing? And we got our first super sticker from Tom. How you doing? Nice. Thank you for the super sticker of $6.99. Hands doing a high five. I love it. Thank you for the super sticker, brother. Appreciate that. We got Jason in the house. What's up, Jason? Welcome. And we got Niners, in the house. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. So, Jess, today marks the 100 days to opening weekend. Now, are they tying that to the Thursday night game or the actual Sunday games?
No, the actual Sunday.
Okay, Sundays. All right, so
until Pittsburgh.
So 100 days to go and defeat Pittsburgh. We got one of my longest listeners here on the Niners Thickness podcast, Dina Harvey.
Dina!
She's your co-host now in the Ladies of the Empire. If you guys haven't heard of the Ladies of the Empire, please make sure to subscribe. A bunch of beautiful ladies know their stuff, talking 49er football, getting together. Go ahead, Jess. Give a shout out to that channel and who is all part of the channel.
Yeah, it's like Beto said, it's called Ladies of the Empire. It's myself, your girl Bex, Dina, Gina, Miss Peachy, and of course led by Tony Culp. And we're every other Thursday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, 5:15 p.m. Pacific. And we have an awesome time. It's a nice round table just talking about the team that we love, the 49ers. So join us.
Yes, make sure to join us on there. They're fun. They talk 49er football. So make sure to join them as well. Also, we are running off my YouTube, but also We are going live now on our new YouTube channel, which is Niners Now Pod. I shortened it from podcast to pod because it's easier to find on YouTube. So if you just go to YouTube right now, matter of fact, if you guys can do us a favor of crossing over to that and giving us likes, a bunch of likes there, we would appreciate it. 49ers Now Pod. We are live there now. That's going to be our primary channel as we build it up. We're going to be going live only on that YouTube channel. So make sure to follow, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified when we go live every Friday. But we will also be posting videos up to the YouTube channel, so you want to be alerted with the newest thing that is going on with your San Francisco 49ers. Let's welcome in Willie Rodriguez in the house. What's up, Willie?
What's up, East Coast?
East Coast. Oh, we got another East Coast in the house. Oh, we got more. Dina is from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia to be exact. She's over there having to deal with those nonsense Eagle fans. So I can't imagine living in Philly or particularly in Dallas dealing with Cowboy fans if you're a Niner fan, for sure.
No worries, Dawn.
Yeah, she's such a sweetheart. She always apologizes when she don't make time. I'm like, listen, we appreciate each and every one of you for any of the podcasts that you tune into. Listen, if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't, you can't. There's no obligation to any one of us. We truly appreciate each and every one of you for what you guys do for not only this podcast, but all the podcasts you guys support. So, OTA's second week is in the books. We heard some great things. We're not going to be moving on to the juicy stuff next week. I love the fact that they're going to be holding the mandatory mini camp because a lot of players have not been there yet. Hargrave, our newest addition, free agent, hasn't been there. Now, they don't have to be there. I want to get your thought, Jess. Hargrave is a new addition. He's new to the team, but he's a vet. Do you dismiss or take lightly that he's not there for unmandatory OTAs, or do you think he should have been there because he's new to the team?
Well, he is a vet. Even though he's new to the team, I believe that he should be there because a lot of the vets actually didn't really practice, like Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. They were on the sidelines. Same thing with Debo. I mean, Debo wasn't there last week. He was there this week. So I believe, it would have been nice. Hopefully he's comes next week. I'm sure Nick Bosa will be there next week. If he's not, then maybe it is because of contract talks. But I guess we'll wait and see.
Yep,
What do you think?
absolutely. I know Trent Williams, like you say, Trent Williams wasn't there. Some of the the big guys, but it's nice if you're, especially being a new teammate to the Niners. It just shows the organization, and it shows unless they already have prior discussions with the organization, when he signed that for whatever reason. But if he's there to, Tuesday and Wednesday mandatory, then we don't have a problem, and I'm pretty sure everybody will be there, and we're going to be rocking and rolling. We heard from John Lynch speak on the radio, I believe, Jess, and he spoke about Brock Purdy. Do you recall exactly what he said about his quote about Brock Purdy?
Well,
Or,
I
in a
did listen to
nutshell?
a little bit of it. He was on with Bruce Murray and Charles Davis, and he didn't say anything too earth shattering. He pretty much reiterated what he said at the owners' meetings back in March. He said that Brock Purdy is the leader of the clubhouse, but there will always be competition. And that's nothing new. The 49ers love competition, not only at the quarterback position, but every position on the team. And it just, gives, Trey Lance and Sam Darnold, a chance to take the job.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that they were very encouraged as far as Brock Purdy throwing. They were very encouraged by that, and he seems to be hitting all the markers, and they're very hopeful.
And as a Niner fan, that's good news to hear. Listen, whether you're a Trey Lance guy or Sam Donald or Brock Purdy, it's all about ultimately having players available for the 49ers to be successful this year. If Brock Purdy is on track, if he's already throwing, a lot of people have their reservations like, well, Trey should start, not Brock. Maybe that's how you feel. We have to wait and see what the Niners and Kyle Shanahan feels. But my point is, if Brock is ready to go and he's healthy, that's a plus sign for us as a Niner fans. At the end of the day, I just want a player under center that's going to give us the best chance to win and make it to where we want to go, which is a Super Bowl and winning the 6th Lombardi Trophy, whether that's Trey, Brock, or even Sam Donald. I don't care about his past. I don't care about his interceptions. If he can correct it under the tutelage of Greasy and Kyle, if he can fix those issues, if he comes in and begins to win games, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to win a 6th Lombardi Trophy. Now, we all have our particular favorite players, whether it's quarterback, tight end, receiver, running back, defensive. And it's all good to support your favorite players. It's great that you love. I'm wearing George Kittle's jersey. We know that that's Jess's favorite player. But at the end of the day, if he's not able to play and one of the young guys has to step in order to win a game, I'm pretty sure she may not like it that it's not Kittle. But at the end of the day, I'm assuming, Jess, you want to win the game, right?
Absolutely. Everybody has their favorite player. I feel at the quarterback position, there's too much division. We shouldn't be this divided over who starts under center. We should be looking forward to the fact that Trey is healthy. Sam Darnold, this is a clean slate for him. And Brock Purdy is hitting all the markers and seems to be ahead of schedule and no setbacks. So that's very exciting news for, all three. It's whoever's under center, whoever gives us the best chance to win. As a Niner fan, all we should do is want to win that 6th trophy. That's it. Whoever's out there.
Exactly. Real quick, I just want to mention David McNiner's in the house. John has come in. Tony Smith.
What's up, David?
We got 49er Media in the house. And we got my boy, Silverado Kev from Real Talk Niner Talk. How you doing, sir? They're doing a great job over there. I really admire the work they're putting in at Real Talk Niner Talk. They're great guys. They started out of nowhere and just rolled up, and I think they're about to hit 10K subscribers. So
nice.
You guys are killing it. So my hat's off to you guys, Kev. You guys, all 4 of you are great. So appreciate your content. Always supporting other content creators. Like I said, I mentioned this before and I'll say it again. I do this just for the fun of it. I enjoy talking. This is my outlet to speak on how I feel regarding of what is going on in the 49ers, Jess's outlet. So I am particularly not competing with no content creator. I'm just glad that I can be part of the team and be able to express how I feel about my team to you guys. So, but I like to give kudos where kudos are deserved, and Silverado Kev and the rest of the guys there at Real Talk, Niner Talk are killing it. Congratulations on the 10K subscriptions. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we, Jason, what's up, Jason? Jason's a cool guy. I'm gonna feel bad right about now, but I'm trying to remember your podcast, and I cannot remember. So I'm gonna have to humble myself and just have you say it in the comments so that I can give your podcast a blast as well. I totally slipped my mind. If you can also name both of your co-host on there, I would appreciate it, brother. There's so many podcasts with the Niners. Sometimes it's hard to remember everybody's because I think the
Yeah,
Niners.
there's a lot of good ones out there.
I think the Niners have the most podcasters in YouTube of any other team out there. I think the Niners fans just rock, and we like to share what
Right.
we like to share how we feel and we express ourselves. So, I wanted to ask you a question, Jess. Did you watch the Brian Greasy video?
I
Did you
did.
get What are your thoughts? I love the questions that was asked. I love how he responded. He spoke about all three quarterbacks, and it sounded like he wasn't being favoritism to neither one of them. He was just speaking truth, and I love his answers. What did you get out of that?
Um, I think he answered as expected. Um, you know, this regime, as I've said in the past on my show, they hold their cards tight to their vest, up to their vest. And I just think that, all what he said was, like I said, as expected. Just, I guess you could say, routine answers. Didn't really get too much. But I like Brian Greasy. I think he's doing a phenomenal job. I'm glad that he didn't go to Houston. I don't know if that was an option for him, but I'm glad that he's still with us. What did you think about it?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'm also glad that he's with us. And for those, real quick, for those that went over to the new channel, I appreciate you guys for doing so. You guys are awesome. For those that are coming in late, we just started our new YouTube channel, Niners Now Podcast. You can type in Niners Now Pod. It will take you directly to the channel. We are live there as well. If you want to make your way there, subscribe, hit the notification. Also hit that like button for us. We would appreciate it. I like the questions that were asked were good questions in my opinion. I love the way he responded. I love the way he talked about Trey. Anybody that thinks that when you're third overall pick and things don't go your way as the way they're supposed to, and you start facing adversity right off the bat, with his injuries, the finger, everything that he's gone through, besides the pressure of being that, number one guy drafted so high that the Niners have given so much. This kid, Trey, has handled himself very well. Brian said he was very impressed how he handled adversity. He's smart. He's beyond his years. And Brock as well. So we have a great quarterback room. Yes, we don't have a Pacific quarterback yet. Yes, we don't have a true number one at this particular point, even though Brock is the leader of the clubhouse. They're still competing for that position. But if you look at the personality, if you look at the characters of these young kids, you got great kids that support one another. I was watching a video from, it was either Grant Cohn that put it on there or it was David Lombardi. But when they do the practices, and you saw Trey Lance high five Sam Donald when they were trading spots, and I like that. I like that they're getting along. Yes, it's competition. Yes, the best man win, but at the end of the day, they have each other's back. And I'm pretty sure Brock would have been doing the same thing if he would have been out there. Even the kid Allen, the vet is out there and they're supportive of him. I just love how our quarterback room is. And I love the responses from Brian Greasy. I love that he's with us. A lot of people question a first-time coach that has never had any coaching background, comes from the booth and just takes off. We've been blessed with that. Our general manager has never been a general manager. He comes off the booth and just takes off with stride. We get Brian Greasy, and he takes off with stride. One thing, whether you like Kyle or not, one thing about Kyle, he brings the best out of his coaches, and he develops players very well. And I love what he's doing with our quarterbacks. Once we settle in on who the quarterback is going to be, Brian Greasy's going to do what he does, and hopefully he gets the best of all three of them. Because at this point, just let's keep it real. After what we saw last year, going up to the fourth quarterback in the NFC Championship game, we need as many quarterbacks that are able to help us win as possible. So if you have Brock, Trey, and Sam Donald, and none of them have to be within that order, but you have them available, that's a nice quarterback house to have in case of an emergency. Don't you think, Jess?
Yeah, I agree. And going back to what Brian Greasy said, I mean, he was very, very high on Trey, even when Trey was injured. And, what a positive person he was in the quarterback room and for Brock Purdy. And also, I liked his comment when he said, if he had a football, he would show right now how hard it is to throw without your index finger. Because a lot of people were giving Trey flack about that. But yeah, I think our quarterback room is special. Um, it's cheap too.
Yeah,
But
very cheap.
yeah, I think we're in good hands, and I don't think that what happened in the NFC Championship game, last year, I don't think that's going to happen again.
Yeah, it's very rare, and the whole fact that Kyle Shanahan
Hey,
gets
Tony.
quarterbacks hurt, that's so unreal. What's up, Tony? How you doing? Welcome. Also, we have the legend. I call him the media legend. My boy Corey Davis. This guy is an amazing guy. Many
Hey,
of you,
Corey.
many of you know, and it's been open, so I'm not saying any secrets. He's dealing with stage 4 cancer, and he's handling like a trooper. Great guy. So continue to keep him in your prayers. He's going through it right now. Keep him in your prayers, and he has his own show. I believe it's Wednesdays. Just go make it sure to go tune into Corey Davis and support my brother. An amazing guy. You can, if you want to unsubscribe to me and go subscribe to him, I'm okay with that as well. That's how much I admire and look up to this guy. He's an awesome dude. Thank you, Corey, for stopping by. Appreciate you, brother. So, let me ask you. 2023 is coming around. We added some additions, and we're going to talk about it. We added some additions via free agency, and then we drafted some kids that have a lot of potential. We heard a lot of great things. Before we go into the draftees, and other than the obvious, which is Hargrave, who do you think is going to be impactful as a free agent besides Hargrave in 2023 in your mind?
I'm thinking Isaiah Oliver. Um,
Okay, I like that.
he's really showing up right now, and according to Coach Wilkes, he was definitely a free agent target of ours. So I'm definitely excited to see him play.
Yeah, me too, bro. Uh, Isaiah Oliver comes from Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't do too hot at the outside corner, but they moved him inside the last
Hmm.
year or so, and he's been thriving there. If I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to think. Is slipping my mind. Steve Wilkes, excuse me. He mentioned that he feels that the Niners brought in the best corner, slot corner, in this year's free agency in Oliver. So he sees potential. This defensive coordinator we know specializes in the secondary. So if he sees something in this kid, that definitely inspires me to see. And he's also what 6'1", I think, or 6 foot. He brings the wood. So if you have these tight ends trying to come the middle, or you have a running back, he can lay the wood. So it's nice to have a big guy in the slot. We've always had small guys that sometimes get ran over. So it's going to be a challenging to see this big guy in the middle stopping the run. I heard he's a great run stopper for one. Two, Wilkes is going to try to use him a lot in blitzes packages. He blitzes well. He has great timing, And if anybody knows anything about blitzes, it's all about timing, getting off the
Hmm.
ball right on time. So it's going to be fun to see him. For me, it's also him. I'm trying to think of the other guy, the other corner that came from the Panthers that is familiar with Wilkes. I can't think of his name. I think he's going to be productive as well, but probably more for special teams than seeing the field as a starter. We'll have to wait and see. Let's
I
talk a little
think
bit
it
of
wasn't it Miles Hartfield, I think.
Miles
Is
Hartfield.
that his name?
Yes, that's the guy. He's taking over. I think the old jersey of Lenore. Lenore, as we know, went to number 2, and now he's taking over 38. So don't get confused when you see 38 out there. You're like thinking it's still Lenore. He is no longer 38. He is officially number 2. As we all know, we're not bringing back. What was the name of the kid that Verrett? Jason Verrett. He's not coming back. So we're definitely going with this new kid. So let's talk a little bit of Fred Warner before we move on and to the rookies.
Before you get to that, I just want to say, as to Javon Hargrave, I'm super excited to see him inside with Eric Armstead. Um, and also in between Nick Bosa and Drake Jackson. He disappeared.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get focus out of my camera, and I want to stick my hand in front of the camera. So my camera is sensitive to, like, if I move my glass or anything, it goes out of focus.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know I have a habit of putting the hand in front of the camera. So I figured I spared my big old hand, so I kind of got myself off the camera. But I was here. She's like, "Where did he go?" That scary cat.
It's gone.
So I'm sorry. I was concentrating on that big hand and not messing it up. What was your statement real quick on Hargrave
My
again?
thought was on Javon Hargrave. Just seeing him in the middle with Eric Armstead,
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
throwing Javon Kinlaw in there, and
Oh my goodness.
just having Nick Bosa on the line, Drake Jackson. I'm very excited to see the front line.
You know, it reminds me a lot of. It's going to remind me a lot of 2019 when DeForest Buckner was there. We had Bosa as a rookie. We had Armstead, and then we had D Ford when D Ford was healthy enough to play. This defense was completely different. It was playing at a different level. The speed of Ford, the strength of Bosa, Buckner, and Armstead had his best year with 10 sacks, if I'm not mistaken, that year. Now that we have Hargrave there to take over the dominance that we have lost since we let go of DeForest Buckner, and now Bosa coming off the defensive player of the year. This kid is special. Had 18 and a half sacks. I'm not surprised if he hits the 20 mark or more this year because Hargrave's going to take some of that pressure off of Bosa. But what I like the most of this is that Bosa and Hargrave is really going to take the pressure off of Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead is no longer going to be double teamed. He's going to see a lot of one-on-ones. And when he gets one-on-ones, he wins those. So expect his production to go up as a pass rusher. I never question his ability to stop the run, and he does great at that. And then, Jess, if Drake Jackson, man, I cannot wait to see this kid play. If he plans out to be, if he does what Hufanga did second year and thrives, how good is this freaking front four? We're not even going to talk about Fred and Greenlaw right now, but just this front four with the speed of and the bend of Jackson, Eric Armstead, Hargrave, and Bosa. How good is this four going to be this year?
They are going to be awesome. Drake Jackson obviously has bulked up a lot. And watching Chris Kasarik talk a little bit, he's extremely happy. You know, with Drake. So we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely excited to see Drake Jackson.
Awesome. Yeah. Um, Don saying, Niner Better, did you see what I said about my husband? Are you talking about something you said in Facebook, or did you put a comment earlier in here? But let's see here. I'm trying to read back here. No, I maybe it's this one here. Give me a second. Oh yeah, Niner Beto. My husband said that if his traders suck this season, he's thinking about following the Niners. Okay, I will keep it quiet. Not, I love it. Hey, we already gained one of your daughters over to the light. Now it's about pulling your husband and having that family of yours all represent the red and gold. There's no need to stand out by being a Raiders fan. So hopefully, hey, we'll keep our fingers crossed. It seems like your husband is a smart man. He married you, so he has to be smart. So I think he'll make the right decision. And by the end of the year, who knows? We might have a new addition to the Niner family. 49er Minus says, what's up, Jess? And Beto, what's up, brother?
What's up?
So that front line is going to be amazing. I cannot wait. I wanted to talk a little bit of Fred Warner. Is Fred Warner, the third round pick, starting to play? Has he done enough to kind of be in the same ballpark in discussion of what Patrick Willis meant to this team? I know a lot of us love Patrick Willis. I have 2 autographed pictures of Patrick Willis. Do you think Fred Warner has done on the field enough for you to sit there and go, you know what? We might have another Patrick Willis in our hands? Jess?
I think so. And, Fred Warner just keeps getting better and better. He's literally like a heat seeking missile out there. And, I love Patrick Willis. Besides George Kittle, he's my other favorite player. And having met him, he's probably one of the most humble players I've ever met. Um, but yeah, I think Fred is well on his way to be exactly like Patrick Willis for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I love Patrick Willis. I love what Patrick Willis. I was a little bit more of a Navarro Bowman fan. I love them
Hmm.
both. The reason why I like Navarro Bowman a little bit more because he was an every down linebacker. There was a lot of times where Patrick Willis was set out, and Bowman would be playing all the time. But I love them both. I love the 1A, 1B linebackers. And when we heard that Navarro was going to retire early because of injury, it was heartbreaking for me because I remember that offseason. I was like, who are we going to pick up? Who are we going to add to this defense? And then out of nowhere, I heard that he was going to retire. And that I was not expecting from, and it kind of bothered me. And then
Hmm.
Navarro Bowman got older and he had to leave. And I'm like, my goodness, are we ever going to have 2 linebackers as good as them? And my goodness, Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw do not fall off that far from these 2 guys. I mean, we have been blessed at linebacker, Jess. Fred Warner coming in, doing his thing. He's a sideline to sideline. He's everywhere. Even when he doesn't, when he's not in the play, he covers as well or opens the spot for another linebacker to come in or someone else to make a play. He's a great guy. He covers very well. He plays his linebacker role and he can go into coverage very well. How often do you hear a linebacker that can cover a receiver as good as Fred Warner? It's unheard of.
Yeah,
I don't even think Patrick
not
could have done
often.
that. As
And
good as Patrick Willis was. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
also like Patrick Willis's pairing with Takeo Spikes as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big TKO Spikes. That guy's. I used to call him a gentle giant. Big guy, but a great heart. I still listen to his podcast. He's a great guy. Yeah, he's the one that brought in Fred was Patrick Willis when he first got drafted. Kind of, showed him the ropes, and then he did it to Navarro Bowman and so forth. And now we have these two pairs talking about linebackers. Just we added two in this year's draft, kind of like replicas, if you will, of Fred and Greenlaw. You have the kid from TCU. Help me out with the name.
D Winners.
D Winners, thank you. Frame wise, ability is kind of reminds me a lot of Greenlaw, and then the kid Graham from Purdue. If you see his ability to play, if you see his frame, he reminds me so much of Fred Warner when he first came from college to the Niners. I'm not saying their level might be what, or it's going to be where Fred Warner and Greenlaw is. We have to see that happen. But especially the kid from Purdue, when we first drafted Winters, I was excited about Winters. I was fired up because he's like a missile. He shoots through the gaps. A lot of times people were saying that he was part of blitzes, but he wasn't. He was just so fast. It wasn't a blitz call. He just shoot through the A gap so fast that he'll get to the quarterback. But I started to watch film on this kid Graham from Purdue. How he made it to the 7th round, I got no clue. This kid is going to be a beast for the 49ers. I know that we run a 2 linebacker set. Sometimes we have 3, but normally we run more of a slot corner. We play nickel a lot. So I want to ask you, Jess, have you able to watch any film or kind of analyze any of these 2 linebackers? And if you have, which one do you like more, Winters or Graham?
I do like D Winners. I think they actually pair well with Warner and Greenlaw.
Okay.
One thing that the 49ers love is depth, and they really know how to pick them at every position. So I'm definitely excited for this. I'm actually excited for the whole team. I just think that this year, I think that we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I think this year is definitely going to be our year.
I like it. So, all right, let me feed off of that real quick. Why do you think this year is the actual year, especially going in without knowing who the quarterback's going to be?
Because I don't know, it just has that ring to it. Um, like we've got the good news, like with Trey's healthy. We got the good news with Brock. I'm not going to say that word. I'm not going to speak that into existence. The I word, but
Okay.
things seem to be going pretty well. And next week is the mandatory mini camp, and before you know it, training camp will be here. Um, but I think right now we have everything we need to beat that team, and I believe that team is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, that is definitely the team to beat as now. I mean, they're defending champions. The AFC has a lot of good teams. Just they got the Chiefs, they got the Cincinnati Bengals,
The
and they got the
Bills.
Bills. And when I mention these teams, the ones that are set at quarterback, I love. I think this is somebody who's going to be mad at me or call me crazy, but as much as Patrick Mahomes has 2 Super Bowls, when it's all said and done, I think Joe Burrow is going to have the best career of all 3 quarterbacks, Josh Allen, and he just reminds me so much of Joe Montana, and the fact
I
that
could see that.
they call Joe Burrow, what do they call him, Cool, Joe Cool.
Hmm.
It doesn't hurt to have Joe Montana's first name, right? So I like the way this kid plays. We'll have to wait and see. But definitely, Patrick Mahomes is already leading the race with 2 Super Bowls. Who would have thunk it? He comes in. He's been in the league since what, 2019 or 20? No, 2018, and already has 2 Super Bowls. to his name. I mean, listen, how many quarterbacks? Dan Marino, the quarterback for the Bills. I'm not talking about the one now, but the old quarterback,
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly. Thank you. A lot of these players never won a ring, and here comes Patrick Mahomes, and he already has two at a young age. Even if he never goes back again, he has two. He has as many as Peyton Manning and Eli Manning already, and he might get more. So let's
Well, we're
not.
coming for him. So
Yeah, yeah. Let's take that opportunity away from him. I wouldn't be too hurt if we kind of ruined his third Super Bowl, just like he ruined ours. So I'm excited about this team. I think we're set everywhere. Just offensive line, running back, tight end, receivers, ability to put the points on. Long as we square away with our quarterback, we have the coaching staff. Defensively, we were already number one last year, and we added Hargrave. We added more pieces to the defense and the secondary. This defense can be historical. Could it be the 85 Bears? Could it be the 1984 Niners? Can it be the 2000 Ravens? I don't know. I think there's a making in this year. I think this could be a historical year for the San Francisco 49ers defensively. And one of those defenses, especially we win the Super Bowl, that for years to come, even when me and you are gone, they'll be talking, man, how good was that 2023 Niners defense? And they're going to mention the players that were on the roster. I can't wait for that to happen. I think we can win
I
the
think
Super Bowl
with
as well.
I think with like each coach, like Robert Saleh, D'Amico Ryans, Steve Wilkes, I think we just keep going, getting better. So I think the sky's the limit for this defense, and I don't think we skip a beat with Coach Wilkes.
Yeah, I agree. I nothing not to take nothing away from D'Amico. Great guy, great. He's going to be one hell of a head coach there with the Texans. Nothing to take away from Robert Saleh. He's doing his thing with the Jets. But it's something about bringing a veteran, right? I mean, as good as D'Amico Ryans was, he was a rookie at the defensive coordinator spot. Same thing with Robert Saleh. Now you're bringing in a guy that has years and years of experience. He has seen it all. He has seen all schemes offensively. He knows what coordinators our ways are. He knows the customs of certain coordinator he's going to be facing this year, what they like to do, what they don't like to do. And he's going to be able to adjust to that. And he's going to be able to utilize the roster to his benefit. He's going to be playing chess with a bunch of offensive coordinators and be playing checkers. And I can't wait to see what he does. A lot of people, Niner fans, just were upset that, and I don't understand why they're upset, but because he's not going to be on the field, he's going to be in the booth. But I told whoever I spoke with, he's a secondary minded coach, defensive coordinator. He focuses a lot in the secondary. You know how hard it is to see the secondary from the field? It is easier to see it from the booth. You can see it all. So if you're going to make adjustments, you can see it from the booth. I think at this point, even though we love to see the antics of Robert Saleh and D'Amico Ryans yelling and high five, we love to see that
Yeah,
as fans.
I think people like that rah rah guy,
Yeah,
and we don't necessarily like we don't really need that in a coach. We have the players that do that, So
exactly.
I think it's very, I think there's a huge advantage of him being up in the booth.
Yeah, the fact is, I want to see production. I want to see wins. I want to see stops. I love the rah rah and the high five, and that's all. Excuse me, great. But I want to see success on the field, and I think the linebacker coach, I can't think of his name. He's a rah rah guy, and he's going to be the guy that's going to be relaying the messages from Wilkes from the booth onto the defensive players. So I think we'll be fine from that perspective for sure.
And so is Chris Kasarik too.
Yeah, yeah. If anybody says he's not animated, I don't know what you've been looking at. That guy spits when he talks. I mean, you see him out there in those videos that David Lombardi or Grant Combs put out
Yeah,
there,
he's
spitting
definitely
away.
animated.
Yeah, I love it,
He's
and
a,
I
he's a
love
really
it.
nice guy too.
Yeah, he's the opposite off the field, right? It's like you talk to him off the field, and you're like,
Yeah,
it's like he's
because
so
I've
poised,
met
so
him
calm.
twice, and he's just like he's super nice.
Actually, if you never knew him off on the field, the way he coaches, he would shock you, right? The first time he started yelling, or because he
Yeah,
doesn't display
yep,
that as a person.
that's correct. Yep.
David McNiner says how the NFL rules have evolved to favor the offense is going to be hard to replicate the 84 Niners, 85 Bears, and the 2000. Yeah, it is. But I think we
But I
still
think
have
we'll
that
come
defense.
close.
Definitely. Definitely. Especially if Jackson steps up and becomes that pass rusher that we think he will be. That they feed off each other, Jess. These players do. And let's talk about the secondary a little bit. They added in the rookies, they added this kid from South Alabama, Daryl Luter
Darrell
Jr.
Luter.
This kid, I heard great things about this kid. I heard great things about him in OTAs. People are fired up about him. They added him. And they added just one player that Brandon Ayuk has been just talking about these two OTA sessions. And it's Jair Brown from Penn State. I've been hearing that he has had already 4 interceptions in 2 sessions or in 2 OTAs weeks, and it could have been 5, but he dropped one. This kid has had the highest takeaway of all college last year, and they're gonna at this rate, I think he might be starting next to Hufanga week 1, and I don't know. I think he might beat out. I hate to say it, but he might beat out the Gibson.
Well, you know what? It seems very promising. But don't forget they're running around in shorts and a t-shirt. Let's
Very
see
good
when they put
point.
the pads on and they
Very good
start,
point.
and everyone's out there. But yeah, I definitely like Jair Brown. He's a Jersey boy too, so I'm definitely rooting for him.
Anybody can look. Anybody looks good when they're in shorts. So you're absolutely
Hmm.
100% correct. It's when the pads go on when you get the true evaluation of a player.
And
And
same thing with the quarterback. Same thing with every position. I mean, wait till they get the offensive line out there, and they go against the defensive line. And what's up, John B? Um, yeah, so we'll see.
now I'm gonna mention something that is not football related, but I'm just curious. It has to be very comfortable to you. But I noticed you like to have your arm like this, and you have it a lot.
I
And
do. I sit like all
is it
different ways.
comfortable?
It is.
It
Yeah, it
must be,
is.
right?
Yep,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw you like that, but it's like I catch
it's
little things
fine.
like
My
that,
face
and
is like turning red now, and
I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, yeah. Because I catch you not only here but also on your podcast on Wednesdays, and you do that. I'm like, okay, she must
yeah,
really be
it's
comfortable.
yeah, it's definitely
Now you're not
uncomfortable.
going to try to
Gosh, now I'm
do
not
it.
going to do it anymore.
Yeah, I didn't mean to give you a complex. That wasn't
No, it's okay.
my intentions. John V, what's up,
I'll sit with
brother?
both like that.
So you see Jesse from on like this. So how's everybody doing? Oh my God. If you
Thank you,
can't have
John
fun, what
B.
can
Thanks
you
for
do?
tuning in.
And real quick, let's just acknowledge my co-host here, and Jess. She asked me a question the other day, and it really stuck with me. Out of all the people that I could have picked as a co-host, why her? And that was an interesting question, actually, when you said that. You know, and I gave her my reasons why her in the chat. But you guys, come on, guys, in the chat, why not her? Look at her. She loves her football. She knows her football. She has equipment. She's very smart, beautiful. why wouldn't she be my co-host? So, guys in the chat, make sure to acknowledge Jess and give her some love. I think I made the great choice in picking her. Sooner or later, she might fire me and take over and bring someone else. So we'll see if that happens. But she's amazing. Just wanted to acknowledge you, Jess. You're an awesome woman. You love your Niners. And anybody that can catch a fish like you caught, that striper, oh my goodness. That's, yeah. Did you throw it back or keep it?
Nah, we usually do catch and release.
Ah, see, I even like her even more. See, I'm the same way. Catch and release. Have you ever been marlin fishing?
I have.
It's fun, huh?
I did that in Aruba and caught one. It was pretty cool.
You haven't caught one yet?
I did.
Oh, Aruba. You did. Oh, so you went to that experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
That tied down to the chair, and if people are like when they told me to tie myself into the chair, I'm like, why? When I caught one, I knew why. I'm like, whoa, this is why they
Quint in Jaws when he's
this is why they strip you down. It's not that they're big. It's the way they fight when they jump off the water. They pull you. The pool. I didn't know that was my first time. I haven't been back in years. Now it's been years now. I was much younger. Now I'm on all fort, but we won't talk about that. So make sure to give my co-host some kudos in the chat. She's awesome. Jess is awesome. That's right, 49er minded.
Thanks, Bishop.
You need to invite her on your channel as a guest. I think she'll be a great guest on your channel, sir. Hint, hint. All right, let's move on.
I have a question for you, Beto.
Okay.
Who is your most important player on both the offense and the defense?
Has to be Trent Williams and Nick Bosa. I'm a big guy. I am within the trenches. I like the trenches. I like to protect and I like to go after. And I think that Trent Williams and Nick Bosa are the best, most important pieces on this team right now. Great question. And and guys, remember, this is our third episode. Me and Jess, we're trying to figure things out. I don't want it to be like I told Jess the other day. I felt like it's almost like she's my guest and I'm trying to lead the show. And I don't want it to be that way. It's our show, not my show, our show. So I want to kind of get away from the one that always answers the questions. And it's because I've been hosting it, probably why I feel that way. So next week, we're going to host it on guess whose channel? On the channel, but we're going to have our friend host it. So I'm going to have to do some overlays for you. You use StreamYard, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to have to create you some overlays with our, but because I don't want to, I feel like I'm always hosting. And it's like, I want to make sure that everybody knows it's our channel. We're both the host of it. I know I say co-host, but she's a host of the Niners Now podcast as well. And she's, there'll be, what'd you say?
I said, it's all good.
Oh, it's all good. Now we are going to bring guests as well. We're going to try to bring guests. We're going to we'll talk about, we want to make this channel as entertaining and fun as possible. And we're going to bump heads on how can we make this channel fun? How can we separate ourselves a little bit away from the regular content creators and just do something different? Because everybody's bringing 49er stuff. So we want to add a little bit of our own flavor to the channel. And so stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. And make sure those that just came in on the last few minutes, make sure to go over our YouTube channel, Niners Now Pod. Type in Niners Now Pod and subscribe and hit the notification bell for the new channel. Because there'll be times that I might not be able to make it. It might be Jess with another co-host on the show. She might be able to make it. So I might have a co-host. So make sure to follow us on the channel so you don't miss it. One episode of our new podcast. So I want you to ask questions too, Jess. I got to get myself out of the always talking and you just So for the next, between now and the end, and it's not, I'm sorry, not going to be that long, but I want you to take over. You're the boss. I'm just sitting here mopping the floor. So go ahead.
I was taking over. I asked you a question.
Spoken like a woman. Oh my God, you made me spit my water. You can't
Jeez.
do that when I'm drinking. What's wrong with you? My dog even
Oh,
looked at
Dina,
me.
that's so sweet.
Oh, she's yeah. Dina's amazing. I
Dina's
mentioned this
good
on your
people.
chat.
I love Dina.
I mentioned this in the comments, and it wasn't read, which is fine. Um, I'm gonna be giving away a Niner flag and a couple of patches, and I'm gonna be doing a raffle. So if you're interested in uh, providing to this raffle, to the success of this raffle, what I'm trying to bring and make money for is I want to get a nice microphone for Dina Harvey. Now that she's part of the Ladies of the Empire, she's going to be doing this more frequent. I would like to set her up with a nice headset and a nice microphone for her either laptop or computer that she's using. So I want to raise funds for that. So I'm going to be raffling a nice flag and a couple of patches. And again, it's not about the flag. It's not even about the patch. It's about supporting our 49er faithful. So I'm going to be doing that. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll be putting that information on Twitter. Make sure to support. All the funds are going to go right back to getting her a microphone and a headset. So if you guys can support, great. And then you guys have the opportunity to win a beautiful flag and some patches for your contributions.
That's awesome.
I felt that in my heart when we were having the show. 'Cause I noticed she was talking. I'm like, I had to hire my my thing to listen to her and then lower it when you guys spoke because you guys were coming in more. And I'm like, darn it. So I want to, for the listening viewers, because the one thing about podcasts is not only the things that we say, it's how we come through audio voice that makes it soothing to the ear.
Hmm.
So I definitely want to do that for Dina. So if you guys, I'll be putting more information on my Twitter account. I'll put my Twitter if you're not following me. And real quick, Jess, you're gonna get a kick out of this. Last night, my
I'm
wife.
still laughing that you almost spit out your water.
Oh, I do spit out,
After I
but
yelled at you.
there's something right here that next to me that I really didn't want to wet, and I really held it, and I'm glad I didn't spit, but now you threw me off. What was I going to say?
Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness, my mom used to say if you can't remember what you're going to say, it was going to be a lie.
Oh, I've heard that before.
What was I going to say? What's up, Roberto? How you doing? And that's important too.
What's up?
Darn it, Jess.
You'll probably remember it later.
Yeah, when the show's over, I need to share this before the show was over. Oh well, if it comes to me, I'll come to me. So we have about a minute or two left. Is there anything you want to say regarding the podcast or anything going on your channel on Wednesdays?
Well, first and foremost, make sure you like and subscribe to this one, Niners Now podcast. We are fairly new, but we'll get there. And also to my show, the East Coast Red and Gold. Shout out to Ty Alston, Maddie B, and your girl Bex. We are on every Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific. We just had Jordan Elliott of Niners Nation on this past Wednesday. And yeah, we got cool guests going on. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that was a great guest, by the way. Not that none of your other guests are good, but that kid's a very intelligent kid, and
I was like blown away. Like I knew he was intelligent, but like just hearing him,
the way
come
he
out from behind
brings everything
Twitter
across.
and
Yeah,
right, right, Right.
He's very
So I enjoyed that interview for
he's
sure.
listened to. He's easy to listen to.
Yes.
Just the way he explains himself is easy, and he's very clear,
Yeah.
and that's really a gift that he has. But yeah, we're gonna bring guests as well sooner. Me and Jess, we're gonna put our heads together. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. I forgot. And I didn't need to say it on here, but I can say it anyway now that I remembered. I was gonna create IG account. I think we have a Twitter already. We have our YouTube channel. Now we have to create a IG and a TikTok. I was gonna do that yesterday, but guess what? I forgot
Wow.
the email and the password. I don't know what. And so last night, when I remember this, is already 2 o'clock my time, or no, it was midnight my time. So it would have been 3 o'clock your time. Yeah, I was not going to text you. And I remember you saying that you don't get the text on your phone, or it doesn't wake you up. But I don't want to text that early. I'm like, I don't want her pissed off. But when you get a chance, if I forget to mention this after the show, if you can send me that information. I was scrolling on our thing and I can't find it. I hope you have it.
Okay.
Because if you don't, we're in trouble. I forget things. Yeah, that's me. Dina says, "Oh shucks, thank you so much. My Walmart earbud. You're cute. No, we're gonna get
Tina,
you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I just said, Dina, we love you.
Oh, I didn't hear. Yeah. There's a hissing sound for some reason in my ear. And I'm trying to listen to you over that. It's a pain. I got to check my system afterwards. But you guys, we took enough of your time. You guys are amazing. We're gonna have a better show next week because we're gonna have Jess run it. I need to take some notes. I already got my pen and paper for next week. Oh wow, look at that! It disappeared. Did I tell you the story about my birds? I did, huh? When somebody wanted to see my birds, and I'm like, so my wife brought them and she put them on my shoulder, right? And they're like, so they're both sitting on my shoulder, and I'm talking away, and then somebody said in the comments, "So are you going to show us the birds?" They're on my shoulder, and I thought about it. They're green. My green screen. They disappeared on me. They were on my shoulder.
Oh my God, that's great.
So I had to turn off the green screen. When I turned it off, boop, they appeared on my shoulder. They were always there, but the people couldn't see it. And I was cracking up, and I was waiting for somebody to make a remark, and nobody was saying nothing. Somebody finally said, "Where's the birds?" I'm like, "Right here." And then I look at the screen. I didn't see them. I'm like, "Oh, darn." But anything. That's what happens when you're doing real life podcast. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to our new podcast. Make sure to follow us on the Niners Now podcast on YouTube. Also on Twitter. It is, I believe, Niners Now Pod.
Yep.
Pod, and you can follow us there. Make sure to support us. We'll be creating an IG and TikTok account, and we'll be giving you guys that information. We come on every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 8 o'clock Eastern. So make sure to support us and follow us every Friday, and we'll promise to keep you entertained the best that we can. Until then, we'll see you next Friday. Peace.
Go Niners.
Go Niners. I got to fix this delay.